Okay. So thank you all so much for joining, and we are continuing our study of the Bhagavad Gita with the shlokas, translations, and the meanings. Okay. So let's start with the prayers. Anmol, chant the prayers?
Sure, Mataji.
Yes.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimirandasya Yana Jana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pastyata Desatadine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay. So we are going to revise the verses, and this time I will also ask for the translation. Okay. So let's do the previous verse. Okay. Let's do Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsa. So each one of us can take turns. Asra, do you want to?
Krishna Chaitanya.
Yes, Krishna Chaitanya. Yes, go ahead.
Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsa Sangaste Jupajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kama Kamat Krodha Vijayate.
Very good. Do you want to try the translation? Okay, let's do this. I will.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I?
Yes. Asra, do you want to try the translation?
Yes, Mataji, I can do both.
Yes. Do the verse and then the translation.
Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsha Sangaste Shubhajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kama Kamat Krodho Vijayate.
Very good, very good.
While contemplating the object, develops attachment for them, and from such attachment lust develops, and from lust anger arises. Thank you.
Very good.
Mata, I think I can do a translation too.
Yes, do it, yes.
Okay. Can I do it in my own words?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So, while thinking of a sense object, attachment develops, and from attachment, lust develops, and from lust, anger develops.
Very good. Good job. Very nice. So you all remember the scheme very nicely. Very nice. Rishi, do you want to try any of the verses?
I can do 2.3.
Yes, please go ahead.
De nityam avadyoyam.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Tasmat sarvani bhutani tvam soti marati.
Awesome, very nice. Rishi, do you want to do the translation of any of these verses? Or any of the verses, or at least just the meaning of what you learned? Do you remember?
For de nityam avadyoyam, the soul can never be broken. Only your skin and the outside can be, but the soul can never.
Oh, very nice, Rishi. Thank you so much. Yes, is this Aditya or Varun? Varun, very nice. Try. Which one do you want to do?
62.
Okay. Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsa. Go ahead.
Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsa Sangaste Shubhajayate
Sangat Sandayati Kamaha Kamakrodo Vijayayati.
Very nice. And translation, meaning?
While contemplating the objects of the senses, a person develops attachment, and from such attachment of lust anger arises.
Very good. Good job.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I do 2.4?
Yes, who's this? Anmol. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. Nehe vikram natosti pragavayo na vidyate savam apti achidharmasya trayate mahobhayata.
Ayat. Translation, you want to try meaning?
Sure. Okay. In this endeavor, there is no lust or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous fears.
Oh, very good. Good job. Nice.
Harsha wants to say 2.4.
Yes, Harsha. So nice to hear you.
Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekeha guru nandana bahushaka hi anantaksha buddhayo vyavasahina.
Very good, Harsha. Harsha, do you know the meaning?
No.
That's okay, but you did so well. Very nice, very nice. And then we have, did Aditya try? Okay.
Mataji, can Vrinda go?
Yeah.
Sainam chinnande gaitani, sainam bhavi bhavata, radha arishtada, yapo, dashuchi samalda. Kartam yadoja vada savaha, rajami dada, dhamma chekata. Hadvikam ruitanne, sita sitam radi, navamanandam taiki vilasini.
Very good job, Brinda. You did awesome. Good job. And Krishna Chaitanya, you finished, right? Okay. And we are left with Aditya. Aditya? Okay. I think he's not around. Okay. So, did we finish everyone? There's one more person I see. Did we finish everybody? Okay. Let's assume we have finished everyone. So thank you all so much. All of you are learning so nicely. You're learning the meanings and you're explaining the verse so nicely. So very, very nice to hear from all of you. Thank you. Okay. So we are moving on to our next verse in this series. Okay. And the previous verse, we saw what happened in the previous verse. Anyone can say the chain of reactions of the previous verse?
Mataji. It's isn't it when we get attached to a sense object, we develop lust for them, and then from lust, the anger arises.
Yeah. So basically, when we see the sense object, we contemplate on it, we develop some kind of attachment. There is lust, and then if we are not getting that particular object, anger arises. So that is where we stopped in our previous session, right? That was the chain of reaction of unrestricted senses. So when senses are unrestricted, that was the chain of reaction that we saw. But the chain didn't stop there. It continues in our next verse. So that is Bhagavad Gita 263. Okay? So please repeat after me. Krodhat bhavati
Krodhat bhavati samodha.
Krodhat bhavati sammoha.
Krodhat bhavati sammoha.
Krodhat bhavati sammoha.
Krodhat bhavati sammoha.
Sammohat smriti vibhrama.
sammohat smriti-vibhrama.
Sammohat smriti-vibhrama.
Sammohat smriti-vibhrama.
Sammohat smriti-vibhrama.
Sammohat smriti-vibhrama.
Smriti bhramshad buddhinasho.
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 Buddhinashat pranashyati.
Buddhinashat pranasyati.
Buddhinashat pranashyati.
Buddhinashat pranasyati.
Buddhinashat pranashyati.
Buddhinashat pranasyati.
Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Sammohat smriti vibhrama.
Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Sammohat smriti-vibhrama.
Smriti bhramshad buddhinasho. Buddhinashat pranashyati.
Smriti bhramshad buddhinasho. Buddhinashat pranasyati.
Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Sammohat smriti vibhrama. Smriti bhramshad buddhinasho. Buddhinashat pranashyati.
Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Sammohat smriti-vibhrama. Smriti bhramshad buddhinasho. Buddhinashat pranasyati.
Very nice. So again we can start with taking turns. Krishna Chaitanya.
Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Sammohat smriti-vibhrama. Smriti bhramshad buddhinasho. Buddhinashat pranasyati.
Very good. Very good. Asra.
Krodhat bhavati sammohat. Sammohat smriti-vibhrama. Smriti bhramshad buddhinasho. Buddhinashat pranashyanti.
Very nice. Very nice. Rishi Bharat.
Krodhat bhavati sammaha. Samahat smriti vibhrama. Smriti bharamasa buddhinaso. Buddhinasat nasyati.
Thank you. Very nice. Harsha.
Harsha will pass. He will do next week.
Okay. Then we have Vrinda.
Mataji, she don't know these words, Mataji.
Okay. We'll do Aditya.
Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Sammohat smriti vibhrama. Smriti bhramshad buddhinasho. Buddhinashat pranashyati.
Very good. Varun.
Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Sammohat smriti vibhrama. Smriti bhramshad buddhinasho. Buddhinashat.
Very good. Anmol.
Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Sammohat smriti-vibhrama. Smriti bhramshad buddhinasho. Buddhinashat pranashyati.
Very good. Very nice, all of you. Did we finish everyone? Okay, excellent, good job. So now we are going to see some keywords here. Okay, so the meaning of krodhat is from anger. Okay, krodha means anger. Samoha means perfect illusion. Prabhupada translates it as perfect illusion. Sammohat, from illusion. So sammoha means basically illusion. And smriti, shruti, you might have heard these words, smriti and shruti. Smriti means from the memory. You might have heard of words like smarana, all that comes from memory. So therefore smriti means memory. Vibhrama, Brahma means bewilderment. Okay, there are two words. Remember this. Brahma is different. Brahma is different. When you write Bhrama, it's Brahma. Okay. When you write Brahma, it is Brahma. So they are totally two different words. Brahma is a personality. Brahma is actually bewilderment. So here it is written as Vibhrama. Vibhrama means to be bewildered. Then Buddhinasha. Buddhinasha means loss of intelligence. What we all know what is Buddhi, right? It's a common word that is used in most Indian languages.
Intelligence.
Intelligence. Nasha means destroy, right? So therefore Buddhi Nasha means destruction of intelligence or loss of intelligence. Okay, Pranashati is one falls down. Okay. What is this verse saying? This is a continuation of our previous chain of reaction. So in the previous chain of reaction, we stopped with anger. So from contemplating the objects of the senses, there is some sense of attachment. From some sense of attachment, what happens? Lust develops. From lust, anger develops. What happens after that is what we are seeing here. Okay. So repeat the translation after me. From anger, complete delusion arises.
Complete delusion arises.
And from delusion, bewilderment of memory.
Bewilderment of memory.
When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost.
Intelligence is lost.
And when intelligence is lost,
intelligence is lost,
one falls down again to the material pool.
One falls down again into the material world.
Okay, so we are going to do the translation at a shot. From anger, complete delusion arises. And from delusion, bewilderment of memory. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. When intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the pool, into the material pool. Okay, say that together, all of you.
From delusion arises, and from delusion, bewilderment of memory. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. And when intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the material pool.
Very good. So now we are going to think about this translation and understand it better. Okay. So in our previous session, we began to talk about what is the consequence of having unrestricted senses. What is the chain of reaction that follows unrestricted senses? And we saw that the chain of reaction actually begins with objects of the senses, contemplating on the objects of senses, which means you go, you see something that is desirable, you like it very much. Like we saw in the previous session, we saw that a boy goes to a toy shop and he's seeing all these different kinds of toys and he's thinking about it over and over. He comes back home, he develops some kind of attachment towards it, and as the attachment for that object grows, he develops lust, intense want to have that object. Okay, and the next part of the reaction was what happened after lust developed. After lust developed and the lust was not fulfilled, that is, someone else came and took away the object, anger arises. So this is what we saw in our previous session. Now, and we also saw the example of Ravana. What was Ravana? Who was Ravana lustful after?
Sita.
Sita. Very good. So therefore, we saw in the previous session that Ravana, he heard from Shurpanaka about Sita, he contemplated on Sita, and he developed some kind of attachment, and from that lust developed, and he kidnapped Sita. And eventually, of course, he got angry because he understood that Rama is going to take away Sita. Okay? So this was the chain of reaction that we saw with the example of Ravana. Now, what is happening after anger? What is the remaining part of the reaction? What happens after anger?
Illusion.
So, we see that from anger, the first step is delusion. Delusion means one is not able to discriminate between what is right and what is wrong. So when you're extremely angry, just imagine when you're extremely angry about something. Are you able to think properly when you're extremely angry? You're not able to discriminate between what is correct and what is wrong, right? So from anger, delusion arises. So you see the chart here. You see the first part, from here. You can follow the chart from anger, okay? Because the second verse is talking about what happens after anger. So after anger, what happens? It is delusion. You see that here, okay? So basically, delusion means you're not able to distinguish between what should be done and what should not be done. So after that, what happens? There is bewilderment. That means bewilderment of memory means one doesn't remember what is the right thing to do. Okay, he has learned the good values, but he is not able to remember what is the right value I should hold on to. How should I behave? What should I do? That memory is lost for that person because he is deluded. He is not able to distinguish between what is right and what is wrong. So therefore, he has lost his memory on the right thing to do. He's lost his memory on the right values. And once the memory is lost, what happens is he has loss of intelligence. Loss of intelligence means he doesn't resort to the correct practice. Because he is unable to discern what to do, he ends up doing something wrong because his intelligence is lost. So therefore, we see how by contemplation on the objects of the senses, it's such a huge chain and one finally falls down. So this is something all of us have experienced. So when we are very, very angry about something and, we are extremely upset about something, what kind of reaction do we give? Are we able to take a very nice, wise decision when we are angry? Or are we reacting like, we don't have any logical thinking or, we are totally messed up, right? When we are angry, we have no control over our senses. We are extremely upset. We are just shouting. We are just saying something, right? And there is no logic to what we do. There is no logic in our behavior. That's what happens when you get angry. Krishna is explaining this. Okay. Now, let's see the story of Dhruva Maharaj and Ambarish. So, anyone knows the story of Dhruva and Ambarish? What happened between them?
Yes, Madhava, I know.
Yes, tell me.
So Ambarish Maharaj did Ekadashi, and when he was going to, the day he was going to break Ekadashi, the Vasamuni came with many people, and when he came, he asked for, Ambarish Maharaj said he was going to serve him, but before that, the Vasa went to the water to bathe, and the time for breaking the fast was coming, and Ambarish Maharaj had to either break the fast for Ekadashi or not break it, and then he decided to break the fast and just with water, because it's not considered as food. And Durvasa Muni, he's a sage, so he knows what happened. So he got angry and he made a big monster come. Ambrish Maharaj just prayed to Krishna, and the Sudarshan Chakra came and attacked Durvasa Muni, and Durvasa Muni fled all over the world. He went to Brahmaloka, but Brahma said that he can't do anything because the Sudarshan Chakra is too powerful. Then Durvasa Muni went to Shiva, but Shiva said that the Sudarshan Chakra is too powerful. So Durvasa Muni went to Vishnu, and Vishnu said, first go beg forgiveness from Ambrish Maharaj, and then Durvasa Muni went to Ambrish Maharaj and begged forgiveness, and Ambrish Maharaj said some prayers, and the Sudarshan Chakra went away.
Fantastic. Very nice. Very nicely said. Very nice story. Good Krishna Chaitanya. So we saw the reaction of Durvasa. What happened with Durvasa? Because Durvasa was upset. He was angry, right? He was angry with Ambarish. He was thinking, what is this Ambarish Maharaj? He's not being respectful towards me. He drank water before receiving the guest. What kind of attitude is this? So he got angry. And because he got angry, he didn't have the right discrimination of what was right and what was wrong. Okay? He didn't know what to do. And from that bewilderment, he lost the, he developed loss of remembrance. Wait, hold on. Yeah. So from that bewilderment, he developed loss of remembrance. And from that loss of remembrance, he had loss of intelligence. And when he had the loss of intelligence, he fell down again, and then the Sudarshan Chakra chased him and he had to face the Sudarshan Chakra. So you see, just with anger, what all happened in the case of Durvasa. Okay? First he had anger. Okay? From anger, he didn't have the right discrimination of, whether I should honor Ambarish or I should punish him. He didn't have the right discrimination. Because of that, he chose to actually punish Ambarish. Okay, he shouldn't have done that. If he had the right discrimination, he would have understood that whatever Ambarish did was actually not wrong. Whatever Ambarish did was not wrong. He did follow the rules, and he only took water. There was no mistake on Ambarish's side. So therefore, Durvasa, in his anger, he did not have the right discrimination, what had to be done. He was totally bewildered. And because of his bewilderment, there was loss of memory. He didn't realize, the scriptures are telling that Ambarish Maharaj could break Ekadasi at that time, in that stipulated time, just by drinking water, and yet there was no fault on his part. He didn't have the right memory. So he didn't remember the memory from scriptures, Smriti Vibhrama. Okay, from that what happened? He lost the resolve for the right spiritual practice. As a sage, what he must have done? He must have honored Ambarisha and he must have gone and had his lunch with Ambarish Maharaj. But he lost his resolve and instead he took out a hair from his head and he created a monster. He created a demon that would actually attack Ambarish. Therefore, he fell down. He fell down from his position because the Supreme Lord got extremely upset with what Durvasa did and he sent his Sudarshan Chakra to chase Durvasa. So this is a classic example of what happens when one gets angry. Okay? When one gets angry, there is such a huge chain of reaction. So therefore, we must be extremely careful. Now, let's see the story of Shamik Rishi and Shringi. Anyone knows the story from Bhagavatam?
Yes, Madhava, I know the story.
Yes, tell me, Aksha.
So one day Madhava was going out and he was hunting his kingsman, and then he got very thirsty, so he found the sage, and he asked one sage for water, but the sage, he was in a very deep trance, because he was also a very great devotee, and he didn't hear Parishik Maharaj's words. And Parishik Maharaj, he got very mad, so he found like a dead snake, and he wrapped it around the sage before he left. And when the sage had one son named Shingi, and when he found out that Maharaj Parikshit did that to his father, he cursed Maharaj Parikshit and said that you only have 7 days to live, and then after 7 days you'll be bitten by a snake bird and die.
Very good. Very nicely said. So therefore, this is the story of actually Parikshit Maharaj, how Parikshit Maharaj was cursed to die in 7 days, and that was the birth of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So this story is very interesting. Just like how Asara said, there was a great sage by the name Shanik Rishi, and he was performing austerities, he was in meditation. At that time, Parikshit Maharaj came by his ashram, and Parikshit was extremely thirsty, like how she explained. So since he felt that the sage was not receiving him properly, because he was so troubled by thirst, he just put a dead snake on the sage and he went away. Seeing that, you see in the second picture, this little boy, who's the son of Shanik Rishi, he came and he saw that there was a dead snake wrapped around his father's neck. So he got extremely upset and he chose to die in 7 days. So, because he cursed, unnecessarily, there was no necessity for Shringi to pronounce a curse. Now, these Brahmins in those days, they were extremely powerful. If they cursed someone, that curse would come true. So there was no necessity for Shringi to curse Parikshit. But Shringi cursed. Therefore, there was actually a reaction to that curse. And Shringi also received a bad reaction. The bad reaction that Shringi received was that from that day onwards, all the Brahmanas in the age of Kali, they lost their powers. They lost their great powers and they lost their culture as well, right after this wrong action performed by a Brahmin. So therefore you see, they were in this chain. Who was angry? This little boy, he became angry. And from anger, there was delusion. From delusion, there was loss of memory. He didn't remember the correct, scriptural details. And he lost his intelligence. Is this how a Brahmin boy should behave? No, he lost intelligence and therefore he pronounced a curse. And because of that, there was a huge loss. After that, all the Brahmanas, they both lost their great powers and they lost their ability to stick to their culture. Okay? So this is another example of this chain of reaction that happens after one gets angry. Do you see this? Who do you see here in this picture?
Jambavan.
Who was Jambavan?
He's a devotee of Lord Ram, a bear devotee of Lord Ram.
Very good. He was a bear devotee of Lord Ram. And what happened with him when he saw Krishna?
He Krishna because he was angry, so he lost his.
Because Krishna wanted to take Jambavan's son. The Jambavan's son had the Shyamataka jewel, and Krishna wanted to take it back to prove that he didn't steal the Shyamataka jewel. So Jambavan got mad just because Krishna was just trying to steal the jewel, even though it was for a good cause, and they fought.
Very good, Krishna Chaitanya. Did Aditya also want to... Aditya or Varun? Who was that? Someone wanted to say something.
Aditya.
Aditya. What did you want to say?
So yeah, I just wanted to say that Krishna came to take the Shyamataka jewel from Jambavan's son, and then Jambavan got really mad at Krishna because he was trying to steal it. But then they fought for a long time, and finally, I think Jambavan realized that he was fighting against Krishna, and then I think he gave this signal.
Yeah, very good, both of you, Krishna Chaitanya and Aditya, excellent. Yeah, so Jambavan, he didn't recognize his master. He didn't recognize that this Krishna is not different from Ram. Why? Because he was angry. When you're angry, this is what happens. So it is not good to react, when you're angry. It is better to, to not react when you're angry. Like in the case of this Shringi, you see that he took a wrong decision when he was angry. It would have been better if he had thought about it, if he had thought about the situation and given it some time instead of reacting spontaneously like that, instead of just pronouncing a curse like that. And you see in the case of Jambavan what happened. He went on fighting and fighting and fighting because he was angry. He didn't remember anything. There was bewilderment of memory. His intelligence was lost. And he was just fighting till finally he realized, after a long fight of 28 days, he realized that this is my Lord Ram. Because at one point he just gave up. He was thinking, oh, this fight is not ending. Whoever is fighting with me is so powerful. And then he got the realization that this is none other than Lord Ram. So therefore, when we are angry, it is not a good thing to react, or to do something in a haste. We should be very, very careful when we are angry. It is better to step back and take some time, okay, and think properly for ourselves. Because when we are extremely angry, we get very bewildered and there is loss of intelligence. Okay. So having said that, we are saying we should not get angry, right? It is so difficult, right? How many of us cannot get angry? It is extremely difficult. It is very difficult to artificially control anger. So when we are in a situation where we are extremely angry, it would be better to take a step back, okay? Take a step back, don't react immediately, take a step back, think about it, and then after you cool down, you can handle the situation nicely. Okay, that is the best thing to do. Okay, so, and to develop this attitude of controlling anger, you know what you must do? You must develop the art of tolerance. Okay, because it is said, Prabhupada often says the statement. He says, one's greatness is estimated by one's ability to tolerate provoking situations. So the more tolerance you develop, the better you can handle anger. Just like Prahlad Maharaj. So Prahlad Maharaj, he was in probably one of the worst situations. For small things we all get angry. But just imagine what all Prahlad had to go through. His own father was torturing him. You all know the story of Prahlad. How much problems Prahlad faced because of his father. His father, he tried to kill him by fire, pushing him down from a mountain, putting him inside a room full of snakes. He put him in fire. He tried so many things. He did so many things. But still, Prahlad was very tolerant. He was taking shelter of the Lord even under so much provoking situations. So one's greatness is actually estimated by one's ability to tolerate provoking situations. For small things, we should not get provoked and get angry like that. It is very important for us to develop tolerance just like Prahlad Maharaj. Okay? But however, again, having said that, tolerance is also not easy. We just don't get it overnight, right? It takes time. So anger management, it's a very gradual process. So we have to develop tolerance over a period of time. It cannot be done artificially. You cannot say, okay, I will count to 10 and my anger will go down. It will not go down. So one thing is to step back from that scene, okay? To control your anger, first thing is avoid reacting immediately, okay? And develop tolerance. So tolerance also is developed within us over a period of time. What tolerance comes only when the heart is satisfied, when you feel satisfied from within. How do you feel satisfied in the heart? How do you feel satisfied from within? When there is a lot of inner fulfillment, when you feel extremely happy inside, that is when tolerance is developed. Okay? And what is the process of developing this inner fulfillment? It is, of course, through the process of devotion. And the chief methods are chanting the holy names. Make it a regular practice to chant at least one round, in a fixed time, in a regular pattern every day. Okay? And also try to eat prasadam as much as possible. So when you just eat prasadam, when you eat the remnants of the Lord, that is when you offer prasadam to the Lord and eat only prasadam, when you chant the holy names, slowly over a period of time, you develop a lot of goodness, the quality of goodness. You remember, right? What are the three modes? What are the three modes of material nature?
Attachment and ignorance.
So among the three, goodness is actually the best. So how do you develop this quality? Unless you have the quality of goodness, how will you get tolerance? Unless you develop tolerance, how can you control anger? Right? So therefore, it is good to develop this quality of goodness and even transcend to the quality of pure goodness by doing devotional service. So when we chant the holy names, when we eat prasadam, these are small tips. When we inculcate this in our life regularly over a period of time, we, in contact with Krishna, develop qualities like him. So therefore, in his association, we can surely transcend even the mode of goodness. And therefore, over a period of time, tolerance is developed. When tolerance is developed, anger control becomes very, very easy. So it's a gradual process. So we can do it by following these principles very sincerely. It will happen over a period of time. Okay? And if at all we are in a situation where where something is very provoking, you just cannot avoid getting angry, don't take any decision or don't blurt out anything. Walk away from there, think with a cool head, and then handle the situation. Okay? So, this is the chain that Krishna explains. The chain is from anger, delusion. From delusion, bewilderment of memory. From bewilderment, loss of intelligence. And because of loss of intelligence, finally, one falls down into the gross material existence.
What's the example of the falls down into gross material existence?
What's the meaning of falling down into the material pool or gross material existence? There is a fall down into the cycle of actually. See, when you do something wrong and there is a fall down, you're actually caught on to the cycle of birth and death again. Falling down into the pool of material existence means that you're in this chain again and again. So one falls into the pool of material existence. That is actually the samsara. When you say samsara, samsara means the cycle of birth and death. So it continues. The problem continues. There's no end to the problem. You begin all over from again. You cannot solve the problem. Okay. Did that help? Who asked the question? Did that help?
Krishna Chaitanya.
Yeah. Did the answer help you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so let's do the translation again. Anyone? Yeah, actually all of you can do the verse and the translation together. You can take turns and do it together. Okay? Aditya, you want to start?
Okay. Krodhat bhavati sammoha sammot smriti vibhramaha smriti bhamshad buddhi nashat pranashyati. From
Very
anger,
good.
complete delusion arises, and from delusion, bewilderment of memory. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost, and when intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the material pool.
Fantastic. Very nice. Varun.
Krodhat bhavati sammoha smriti pramsat buddhinasat pranasya. From anger, complete delusion arises, and from delusion, bewilderment memory. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost, and when intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the material pool.
Very good. Very nice. Anmol.
Hare Krishna. Krodha bhavati sammoha smriti vaguna smriti pamsha buddhinasha buddhinasha pranasyati. In the translation, from anger, complete delusion arises, and from delusion, bewilderment of memory. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. And when intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the material pool.
Very good.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I check?
Yes, Astra.
Krodhat bhavati sammoha sammohat smriti vibramah smriti bramshat buddhinasha buddhinashat pranashyati. From anger, complete delusion arises, and from delusion, bewilderment of memory. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. When intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the material pool. Thank you, Mataji.
Very good. Good.
Mataji, Krishna Chaitanya.
Yes, Krishna Chaitanya.
Krodhat bhavati sammoha sammohat smriti vibhrama smriti pramsad buddhinasa buddhinasat pranasyati. From anger, complete delusion arises, and from delusion, bewilderment of memory. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. And when intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the material pool.
Very good. Good. And who else do we have? Aditya, Varun, Asra, Anmol, Krishna Chaitanya,
Vrinda, Mataji.
Vrinda.
Mataji Vrinda, don't know Mataji, she will learn next week.
Okay. Anmol, did you say something?
Oh yeah, I was just saying Vrinda, if you were asking.
Oh, you said Vrinda. Okay. Very good. Good. Rishi and Harsha, I don't see them. Maybe some problem. And who else? That's all. Okay. Good. Very nice. Kaumudiki Mataji. Hare Krishna. Okay. She's on mute. Okay. So then we are good. So one of you, can you just say the chain of reaction after anger?
Mataji, could I?
Yes, Anmol.
After anger, then delusion comes, and then from delusion you get bewildered from memory, and then when your memory is bewildered, then you lose your intelligence and your train of thought and everything, and then you fall down again into the material pool.
Very good. Very good. So can someone tell the entire chain from the beginning, from contemplating on the objects of senses, from there till now?
Mataji,
Yes. Yes.
from contemplation, attachment comes, then from attachment, lust develops, from lust, anger, then delusion, from illusion, loss of memory. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost, and when intelligence is lost, you fall down back into the material world.
Very good. Good job.
People.
Very good, all of you. Very nice. Very nice. Anyone else wants to say anything? Any realizations? Any thoughts you want to share?
Mataji, I had a question. Is this where it ends, or is it just like the middle?
Can you be a little louder?
Oh, is this like where it ends, like where like all this change of reaction ends, or is this like the middle part?
No. This ends with once you fall into the material pool, you have to start the cycle again.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Mataji, I have a question.
Yeah.
So does that mean originally we were all with Krishna, but then like we had to overcome all this and then come down to the material pool, or was it like
So this actually doesn't have any connection to the fall down of the jiva or something. These two verses, they don't have any connection to that. This is more about Krishna explaining a cycle of events that happen. How you actually get into the cycle of fall down and then trying to progress, fall down like that. It has nothing to do with the jiva falling from the spiritual world or something. They are like unconnected to these. I mean, it doesn't mean that in the spiritual world, you had contemplation of the objects of senses or something. Okay?
okay, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, nice. Very nice questions. Good. Okay. So we can end the call then. Thank you all so much for joining. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha
Anantakoti Vaishnava ki jai.
Hari Bol Vrinda. And all the devotees ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Okay.